Jai Hind, dear children. How are you all? I hope all are happy and are safe at home. Okay, today I am here to continue the science online class. Today we are going to continue the chapter The Nutrition in Plants. In this chapter, the topics to be covered are nutrition in plants, the types of nutrition in plants, that is autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition, photosynthesis, symbiosis, replenishment of nutrients in the soil. Of these, we have discussed about some topics in the last class. Which are they? Nutrition in plants, two main types of nutrition in plants, the importance of leaf in plants, and how the plants obtain the raw materials for the process of photosynthesis. I hope all of you have read the textbook and note down the important points, right? Okay. Today we can learn about how photosynthesis takes place in plants. Last class we discussed about how plants obtain the raw materials like carbon dioxide, water and sunlight from its surroundings. Right. Today we can study how plants prepare the food using these raw materials. What is photosynthesis? It is the name given to the process by which plants prepare their own food. Now, when we take the meaning of photosynthesis, photo means light and synthesis means to combine or to bring together or to prepare. So, how can we define photosynthesis? The process by which green plants synthesize food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Last class we have learned that green leaves contain a pigment called chlorophyll which can trap sunlight and prepare food, and so we call leaf as the kitchen of the plant. So sunlight, water and carbon dioxide are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Oxygen is also released as a byproduct during this process. This process can be represented in an equation. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight produces carbohydrates and oxygen. This process does not happen in any other organisms and seen only in the plants in the presence of sunlight. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. And this food prepared by the plants are the primary food for all other living organisms. So, we can say that sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. So children, if green plants are not there on earth, can life exist on earth? No, isn't it? Why? Because only the green plants can trap solar energy and produce food, and that food is the primary food source for all other living organisms. So, the survival of almost all living organisms directly or indirectly depends upon food made by the plants. Not only food, the oxygen which is essential for the survival of organisms is also produced during photosynthesis. So, in the absence of photosynthesis, life would not be possible on earth. In case of desert plants, the leaves are reduced to scales or spine-like structures to reduce the loss of water. So in these plants, they have green stems which carry out photosynthesis. Now, other than green colored leaves, there are leaves with different colors, that is red, violet, yellow, brown, etc. Do these leaves contain chlorophyll? Yes, these leaves also contain chlorophyll pigments and can perform photosynthesis. The food is stored in the plants in the form of starch. The presence of starch in leaves indicates occurrence of photosynthesis, and this can be observed with the help of an activity. Take a plant which is kept in sunlight for 2 or 3 days and take a leaf from that plant. Now, take a beaker with water and take a test tube and pour some alcohol in the test tube. Now immerse the leaf into the test tube properly. Now place the test tube into the boiled water and boil it properly till the leaf become pale white in color. Now you can see the water boils, and now see the leaf. You can take the leaf from the test tube and place it in the petri dish. See the test tube, the alcohol in the test tube is now pale green in color, no? That means the chlorophyll is dissolved in it when it is boiled in the alcohol. Now the leaf is pale white in color as the chlorophyll pigments are removed from it. Now pour 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution on the leaf and observe it carefully. Can you see any color change? Yes. Now see the leaves turn into blue-black color. As iodine is a starch indicator, this color change indicates that the starch is present in the leaves. That is why it turns blue-black color. Now look at this picture. What is the color of the water? Green, no? Can you guess why it is green in color? It is because of the presence of an organism called algae. These algae are green in color as they contain chlorophyll pigments and can prepare their own food. Other than carbohydrates, the plants need other nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. for the production of proteins and vitamins. Like oxygen and carbon dioxide, nitrogen is also present in abundance in the atmosphere. But the plants cannot absorb this gaseous form of nitrogen. The soil contains certain bacteria that can convert the gaseous nitrogen into soluble forms which get dissolved in water and are absorbed by the roots. Plants obtain other elements also from the soil, and by using these elements, plants synthesize proteins and vitamins. Now children, have you ever thought how the body of living organisms are made up of? It is made up of tiny structures called cells which can be seen only under the microscope. Now, what are these cells composed of? The cells are enclosed by a thin outer membrane called cell membrane. There is a spherical structure called nucleus at the center of the cell. The nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like structure called cytoplasm. So children, I hope all of you understood how plants prepare their food and obtain other components from its surroundings. Now read the textbook properly and note down the important points and find out the answers for the following questions attached here. Okay, thank you.